What's up guys, welcome to a new market update video. Today we're going to look at our assets again, Bitcoin, Ethereum and gold. Look what price did during the past week and what we can expect next week. Like and subscribe, I'll really appreciate that, and let's get into the content. As always, let's start with Bitcoin. And Bitcoin this week, of course they made a new high, of course that's positive. But after this high on Wednesday, so the second part of the week, basically they started ranging and they didn't really do that much. Of course they still made a new high, so I maybe started off a bit too negatively, because after this high, of course, we saw retest after, we were in a massive uptrend, so that's perfectly normal. And that's what I mentioned in the past videos. If we have a pump, we can perfectly have a retest, but if there's no follow-up after the retest, the pump was for nothing and we're not actually moving places. But now if we zoom on the 4-hour or even on the daily, maybe daily is a bit too big, but we see here, for example, price makes a new high, great. Retest, surely to here, possible, but then this high, after we make a low, there's no follow-up, and then you don't create anything, you just have to try again soon. And of course, now after a couple of days they did it, and if we zoom in on the 4-hour, for example, we see create a new high here, or maybe here, then you see pullback, but then there's an immediate follow-up, and that's very positive to see, of course. So now on Bitcoin, if you zoom in, Bitcoin is surely looking to go back to the $80,000. It's looking very good now. On the Sunday evening they started pumping again from the bottom of this local ranging, so it's very good. Surely looking for long opportunities here on this level, but I don't think price will go there. I guess you had the opportunity in this zone, but of course that would have been very aggressive. Could look for shorts and this ranges, but that's also against the trend, so surely if you're a beginner I wouldn't just blindly short at every possible level, because we're of course in a major uptrend. That's all I have to say basically on Bitcoin. It's looking good. If you zoom out quickly and look at that, then it's looking good. We have this piece of price action here that we could go to, because of course we saw a big dump here. What that usually means is if price comes back there, we see a big pump instead of slowly going. When price goes around here, then it will be a bit more slower, but in this range I could really see price, if price manages to gain the $81,000 or $80,000 around that, they can easily go back to the $90,000 in a couple of days if the momentum is there. If there's no any macroeconomic news that goes bad, then price could go rapidly again. But that's it for Bitcoin. It's looking very good. And same story on Ethereum. Ethereum on the Sunday up 2%, which is very good for a weekend day. And also they, same as Bitcoin, they did not create a fully new high. That's not what they did, but after the pullback they did have a sort of follow-up. But on Ethereum it's very important, and next week we start looking to the $2,500. Of course that's a pretty big pump, 4 to 5%. We would like to see that early next week, but of course just for the bigger picture we want to make a new high here, gaining this level, which is still a very important level. And then same on Ethereum as on Bitcoin. This was a pretty significant dump. Then we can also see a pretty significant pump in this range. So Bitcoin and Ethereum are a bit of the do or die zone. If they reject, we can be in a range for a couple of weeks, months, and it's going to be pretty boring. But if they start again, if they show strength, then we can surely have a nice pump after we escape this range here. And then you can argue that bull run is back, or we're back and the dump is gone and we're back, whatever people want to scream. Of course we just look at price action. But that's the story on Ethereum as well. They created a pullback, blah blah on Ethereum. I would also look for longs, of course, why not? That's the massive trend, the bias, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't always have to use those fancy terms to just look and see that price is going up. Long at this level, potentially this level, or even here, but I don't think price will return to that. Surely even the Sunday they start pumping. Usually Monday is just a follow-up of what Sunday is happening, or they're setting up a move to do the reverse thing, but that does not really look like it, because then they would just sweep level or pump a bit. 2% pump is pretty big, and also it's not happening on Bitcoin, which means there's some volume and buy orders on Ethereum, which is also very good. So look for longs, but I would also not mention not just blindly long this top, no, just press long. That's also of course not what you should do as a trader. Let's move to gold. And gold did exactly what we want. They bounced from our box. I mentioned this in a TikTok, so make sure to check our TikTok as well. We have plenty of entertaining content, educational content, videos like this, analysis, everything. So surely check out our TikTok. When you're doom scrolling, you can just get a fresh hit of education instead of just looking at whatever memes, etc. So here price perfectly tapped this, of course, the first hold on the lower time frame of this low, I guess, that made new highs. So perfectly reacted. What is that? 2% pump, 3% pump, 2% pump almost. Of course, market is closed now. They rejected a bit, but I do expect gold to bounce and move back to range highs. Of course, not the 10% pump on a Monday, but if you also zoom out on gold, we're a bit of a same situation as Bitcoin and Ethereum. Of course, crypto done way more than gold, but they all done during this phase. Of course, on gold and silver it was in March. On crypto it was in February. They made a sharp dump, but they're ranging, and yeah, we can expect them to escape the range very soon. And same on gold. This level looks the same as on Bitcoin. If we manage to gain this, we can easily go to the 5k again, and that would be very positive for holders, investors, but also for traders, because I don't know a single trader who prefers to short rather than longing. So it's just all good for us as well. Look for longs. You can still look for a local long here on this level. Of course, the first hold here or here somewhere in this box. You can surely look for a long to still play this move. If that move happens, of course, price could of course also just dump again. I'm not some kind of magician that's going to tell you right now what price is going to do on a Monday, but that are our options. So surely keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on everything, because of course when price is going up, we're in a bull run. Of course, that's more the whole picture of the couple of years. But when everything is going well, we're on an uptrend. Everything is positive. Everything is happy. So surely look at longs. Take your longs right now, because price action is pretty good. We're not just ranging. Price action looks pretty decent. So I would say start trading. But for now, that was it. I updated you guys on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and gold. I hope it was a bit useful, and hopefully we can continue this uptrend next week. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.